Hello everyone, I'm Gyan and you are learning computer science with Python for class 11th. In this video we are going to learn about various list operations. Means what the operations are supported by list data types in Python. List operations. There are various types of list operations supported by Python. The first one is joining operation. Joining lists. What do you mean by joining two lists? Suppose that I have one list as 1, 2, 3. I have another list as 4, 5, and this operation results in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the result of joining two lists together. We use plus operator to join two lists. Joining is also called concatenation operation on the list. Let's try few examples of joining two lists practically. Suppose that I have one list as 1, 2, 3 and other list as 4, 5, 6. If I press enter, I get third list with the elements as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. The joining operation is also valid when we apply it with more than one list. Like suppose that I have L1 is equal to 1, 2, 3, L2 is equal to 4, 5, 6, L3 is equal to 7, 8, 9. Press enter. If I type L4 is equal to L1 plus L2 plus L3. Press enter. Type L4 and here we have our list. All the lists are added together, are joined together, are concatenated together to get the third list L4. There is only one issue, that if one operand of plus operator is a list, then other operand should only be list. So if one operand of plus operator is a list, then other operand should only be list. That means if you write like 1, 2, 3 plus 4, you are going to get an error. Let's try it. 1, 2, 3 plus 4, you are going to get an error. The error says that can only concatenate list, not integer to list. Means whatever you are going to concatenate with the list, that should be only a list. And you cannot concatenate any other data type with the list. Okay, so if you are using the plus operator with a list, you cannot use any other data than list. Suppose that you have list L1 is equal to 1, 2, 3. Of course, if you try to add L1 with 1, you are going to get an error. Okay, or if you write like this, L1 is equal to L1 plus 1, again you are going to get an error. But if you write L1 plus equals 1, you know that L1 plus equals 1 is effectively same as L1 is equal to L1 plus 1. Therefore, here again you will get an error. Okay, if you write L1 is equal to L1 plus ABC, you are going to get an error. Can only concatenate list to another list. We cannot concatenate a list with string. But if you write L1 plus equals ABC, you know that writing L1 plus equals ABC is effectively same as L1 is equal to L1 plus ABC. But here Python did not show any error. If you print L1, here are the various elements of L1. Means every element of the string become a part of L1 now. Okay, every element of the string become a part of L1. But how it works? We know that plus equals operator is different from the plus operator. Okay, these two operators are different. So maybe the plus equals operator is made to work with one element as its list and other element as any sequence. Any sequence means string, tuple, list or set. So let's write here L1 plus equals, write here a tuple, hi and hello inside a tuple. Press enter, type L1 and here you have. The elements of tuple become elements of list. It will work like L1 plus equals 2, 2 as a list. It will work like that. To type L1, as you can see, 2 has been added to the list. But it will not work like this. It will not work like L1 plus equals integer 2. It will work like L1 plus equals list 2, but it will not work if you write L1 plus equals integer 2. That is an error. The other operation we can perform on the list is replicating list. Replicating lists. What do you mean by replication operation? Suppose that if I write 1, 2, 3 multiplied by 3, then we are going to create a new list with elements 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 and 1, 2, 3. Here the multiplication operator, this strict operator is called replication operator. Replication operator. Let's try the replication operator practically. L1 is equal to 1, 2, 3. L2 is equal to L1 multiplied by 3. And here we have created a new list in which all the elements of L1 have been replicated thrice. Okay, because we are multiplying it with 3. If we create one more list, L3 is equal to L1 multiplied by 5. So L3 is going to be a list where all the elements of L1 have been replicated 5 times. The other operation which we can do on lists is called slicing operation. Slicing the lists. The slicing operation is same as string slicing. So whatever we have learned with string slicing, all the rules are valid here. Let's try list slicing practically. Suppose that we have a list LST is equal to 10, 12, 14, 20, 22, 24, 30, 32, 34. Press enter. This is your list. Now let's slice it. Take a part of this list and create another list. Say L1 is equal to LST and let's slice LST starting from 3 and go up to 7. So it will start from the index number 3, 0, 1, 2, 3 and go up to index number 7 minus 1, that is 6. So start from 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, start from 20, okay, 4, 5, 6, take up to 30. So start from 20, take up to 30. L1 and here you have. So you have to start from this index and you have to go up to this index minus 1. Okay, this is called the start index. This is called the stop index. So you have to start from the start index and have to go up to stop index -1. If I write here L1 is equal to LST, start from 3 and go up to -3. So start from 3, and where is the -3? This is -1, this is -2, this is -3. So start from 3 and go up to -3 -1, that is -4. Okay, so start from 3 and go up to -4, -1, -2, -3 and -4. So start from 3 and go up to -4. That is, these three elements will be collected to create a new list. Press enter, type L1, and here we have 20, 22 and 24 in the list. If I write L1 is equal to LST, start from 3 and go up to 45. You know that the length of the list is only 9. We cannot go up to the index number 44. That is 45 minus 1 is equal to 44. We cannot go up to there. But in this case, this statement will not throw any error. And it will start from the index number 3. It will start from 20 and it will go up to the end of the list. Type L1 and it takes all the elements starting from the index number 3. Suppose that if start limit and end limit both are out of bound, I want to start from 15 and go up to 45. We know that both the limits are not available in the list. So if I press enter, I get an empty list. Okay, because in this range I found nothing. The list also works with a step count. What I mean here is that I want to create a list. L1 is equal to LST. Start from the beginning, go up to index number 10, means go up to index number 10 minus 1, that is 9. I mean, you have to take all the elements of this list. So start from 0, go up to 9, but your step count is 2. That means first you have to take this element at 0, then you do not have to take this element. Okay, you should jump by 2 positions. So take the element 10, then take the element 14, then take the element 22, then take the element 30, then take the element 34. Press enter, type L1, and here you have. We have a list with all the selected elements. If I write here L1 is equal to LST, start from 2, go up to 10 minus 1, that is 9. But your step count is 3, means you have to jump 3 steps at a time. So what will be there in L1? You have to start from 14, jump 2 characters, go to 24. Then jump 2 characters again, go to 34. And that's it. Okay, press enter, L1, and here you have 14, 24 and 34. Now let's do a different type of slicing. Write LST. We have an empty start index. We have an empty end index. And what we have is only step count. Step count is 3. See, if the start index is empty, that means you have to start from the beginning. If the end index is empty, that means you have to go up to the last index. But here the step count is 3. So you have to pick this element 10, then you have to pick this element that is 20, then you have to pick this element that is 30, and after that you have to jump 3 elements which you will not able to do. So only 3 elements will be there in the newly created list: 10, 20 and 30. Press enter, and here we have our new list having only 3 elements: 10, 20 and 30. Now let's try something more. LST. Start from the index number 5, go up to end. If I am not providing here end index, that means I want to go up to end, and then you have to jump 2 characters at a time. So start from the index number 5, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Start from here. So pick this element 24, jump 2 characters at a time, pick 32, jump 2 characters at a time and you cannot jump. So you can take only 24 and 32 in your newly created list. Press enter and here you have. If I write something like list empty start index, means you have to start from the beginning, empty end index, that means you have to go up to last element of the list, and the step count is -1. That means you have to go towards right. Okay, if you press enter, you get your list in the reverse order. By writing like this, actually you start from 34 and go up to 10. If I write here LST and give here starting index as 7, ending index as 2, and my step count is going to be -1. So I want to start from 7, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Since my step count is -1, so I am flowing from right to left. And the last point I have to go is up to 14. Okay, because the index number 2 is written here. And you know that we always stop one element before the end index. Since the end index is 14 and we are traveling in right to left direction, so we will stop at 20. And that's what we have. We started from 32 and stopped at 20. So whatever the end index you have to stop one before to that. If you are coming from left, you stop one index before your last index, the end index. And if you are coming from right, then also you stop one index before your end index. We can use string slicing to modify a list. What I mean here is that if I write L02, that means take a slice starting from 0, go up to 1. Take these two elements and change these two elements to 0 and 1. Okay, start from 0, go up to 2 minus 1, that is 1. Pick these two elements and change these two elements from 0 and 1 respectively. Press enter. Oh sorry, it should be LST list 0 colon 2 is equal to 0 comma 1. Type LST and here you have. The first two elements of list have been changed. Change the two elements of the list starting from 0 up to 1 and just assign hello there. Press enter, type LST and here you have. So in the place of 0 and 1, you have now HELLO, and after 1 you had 14. So in the new list again you have 14. You are changing, you are mutating the original list. The original list LST has been changed, in which 0 and 1 elements are removed. 0 and 1 elements are removed and 5 elements from the string hello have been stored. But you cannot assign a none sequence to the list. That means if I try to assign at 0 and 2, I just want to assign number 123, and that will not work, because in the slicing of the list you can assign only a sequence, either a list or a string or a tuple. Okay, an integer or a float cannot be assigned there. There is one more issue to talk, and the issue is, suppose that you have a list A is equal to 1, 2, 3. Then what you are doing, you are assigning B is equal to A. Now what actually happens in the memory, you have a list object having 1, 2 and 3 in it. Actually 1, 2 and 3 are stored at different places. The three elements of the list are pointing to 1, 2 and 3 objects, and A is pointing here. By doing B is equal to A, B also starts pointing here. Okay. So if you print A, it will print 1, 2, 3, and if you print B, it will print 1, 2, 3. No problem about it. But if I try to change A0 is equal to 5, the change would be effected on both A and B, because A was initially pointing to 1 and now it started pointing to 5, and since both A and B are pointing to the same object, so this change was being noticed by both A and B because both are pointing to the same list object. Let's try this practically. If I create A is equal to 1, 2, 3 and I write B is equal to A, then B is 1, 2, 3, A is 1, 2, 3, but ID of A is same as ID of B because both are pointing to the same list object. Now suppose that I want to change A0 is equal to 5, then your value of A is 5 to 3, value of B is 5 to 3. The change has been noticed by both the variables because they are pointing to the same object. Now suppose that I want to do it in another way. If I write A is equal to 1, 2, 3, I write B is equal to 1, 2, 3. I am not writing B is equal to A. I am writing B is equal to 1, 2, 3. What will happen? ID of A is this one. ID of B is this one. Means now both A and B are pointing to different objects. So if I change A0 to 5, that change will not be noticed by B. Okay, because now both are pointing to different objects, not same objects. But my target is not to create two variables by using two different values. What I want here is I want to create B by using A, and at the same time B should have a different copy than A. Okay, I want to create B using A. Here I have created A and B independently. But what I want now is I want to create B using A, but at the same time I want the variable B have a different copy than A. That's what my target is. Now how can I achieve this target? Suppose that I have A is equal to 1, 2, 3 and I want to create a B by using A, but at the same time I want B to point a different copy of list. Okay, content will be same as A, but the B will have different copy of the list. For that, use list function. Inside the list function, pass the variable A, and here you have B, which content is same as A, but as you can see, ID of both A and B are different now. ID of A is something else, whereas ID of B is something else, as you can see here. So if you make a change in A, that will not be reflected in the object pointed by variable B. The other way to do it is using copy method. Like I can write C is equal to A dot copy. Using the copy method, you create a list whose content is same as the content of A, but C will have a different copy of the object, of the list object. So ID of A is something else and ID of C is something else, as you can easily see here. So this is called true copy of A. Okay, when you create a copy of a list object by using the copy function, that newly created object is called true copy of A. The similar effect can be also achieved by, so D is equal to A, just a colon. D is 1, 2, 3, A is 1, 2, 3, ID of A is different than ID of D. Okay, so there are various ways to create a different copy of A. Okay, I want to create a new list using A, but at the same time, I want to create a different copy. So these methods are used to achieve this goal. Hopefully you are getting it. The next operation, which is valid on list data type, is called relational operation or comparison operation. So we can use comparison operator or relational operator with lists as their arguments. So we can compare two lists. The relational operators which can be used with lists are double equals, greater than, less than, greater than equal to, less than equal to, not equal to. So these are the relational operators which can be used with list data type in Python. Now, what do you mean by comparing two lists? Suppose that I have one list as 1, 2, 8 and 9, and I have other list as 9 and 1. Which of these two lists is greater and which one is smaller? That's we have to compare. In order to do it, the first element will be compared with first element. And in the comparison of first element, we found that the list L2 is greater than the list L1 because 9 is greater than L1. If first element in two lists are different from each other, then we will not bother to compare other elements. And decision will be taken based on the comparison of just first elements. Okay, so here in this case, L2 is greater than L1 because 9 is greater than 1. 9 is greater than 1. Now let's take another example. 1, 2, 8 and 9 compared with 1, 2, 9 and 1. This is the list L1 and this is the list L2. 1 gets compared with 1 and we found that both the elements are equal. Okay, since both the elements are equal, so we move to the next element. 2 gets compared with 2 and again we found that both the elements are equal. Since first two elements of list L1 are equal to the first two elements in the list L2, therefore we compare the third elements. Now we found that the third element of L2 is greater than the third element of L1. Therefore L2 will be greater than L1 since 9 is greater than it. Got it? Okay. We do not bother looking at the fourth element. We do not bother looking at the fourth element. Even if the last element of L2 was 10, then also L2 was greater than L1. Just on the basis of 9 is greater than 8. Just on the basis of the first element which is different in both the list are 8 and 9, and in this case 9 is greater than 8. That's why L2 is greater than L1. If you remember, we were doing similar thing with strings. The same comparison rules was also applied with strings. Now suppose that I have one list as 1, 2, 8 and 9. The other list as 1, 2, 8 and 4. The first element got compared and we found both are same. The second element got compared, again both are same. The third element got compared, again both are same. But when we compare the fourth element, we found that L2 is less than L1. Okay, the first three elements are same, therefore we had to compare the fourth element, and while comparing the fourth element we found that L2 is less than L1 since 4 is less than 9. Okay, hopefully you are getting it. So L2 is less than L1 because first differing elements are 9 and 4 is less than 9. That's why L2 is less than L1. So let's try these examples practically. 1289 and 91. Let's compare them. 1289 is less than 91 and it's true. Okay. Second one is 1289 should be less than 12910. 1289 should be less than 12910. It's true. The third one is 1289 should be greater than 1284. So 1289 should be greater than 1284. 1, 2, 8 and 4. And here you are. This is also true. This one is greater than this one because we do not bother about first three elements because they are same. We only take care about the last element because only last elements are the differing elements in the two lists. And considering these two elements, 4 is less than 9, 9 is greater than 4. Therefore, this list is greater than this list. Now, suppose that you have list A is equal to 2, 3. You have list B is equal to 2, 3. Now, all the elements of list A and B are same. Therefore, A is equal to B. And that's true. Let's take another list. C is equal to 2 as a character and 3 as a character. Now compare if A is greater than C or not. It shows error saying that greater than not supported between instances string and integer. That means string and integers cannot be compared. If I have D is equal to 2.0 and 3.0, we try to compare if A double equals D or not. It says true because both the values are equal. So we can compare between integer and float, but we cannot compare integer or float with strings. Suppose that we have another list is equal to 2, 3 and 4. We have three elements in this list. First compare if A is greater than E or not. A has two elements. E has three elements. The first two elements of E are same as A. So when 2 compared with 2, both are found equal. Therefore, we compare 3 with 3. Both are found equal. Now, we have just one element left in E. In this case, since first two elements are equal to the first two elements of E, but E has larger length than A. Therefore, E will be considered as greater than A. Okay. Means all the elements of A are matched with the elements of E. But after that, E has few more elements. Therefore, E is considered as greater than A. Press enter. This is false because E is considered greater than A. Now let's compare two lists like 1, 2, 3 greater than 1, 2, 3. The first element will be compared with the first element in the another list. They found to be equal. Therefore, we move to the next comparison. The second element is 2 here and second element is a list 2, 3 in the second list. Now, an integer cannot be compared with a list. Therefore, in this case, we will get an error. Like greater than not supported between instances of integer and list. Here, what you are comparing is an integer with a list, which is not supported. So hopefully now you know how comparison operator works in Python. So that's all for this video. Hopefully you are enjoying this series. See you in the next video.